A 4-2 victory for Kingstonian here at home against fellow playoff and promotion chasers Lewes. Hayden, that was a great game of football, great performance, great result.
I thought it was a great advert for this level of football and non-league football. Two really good sides. Two sides that went toe-to-toe, slugged it out. I think two sides with promotion aspirations. And it made for a great game. Made for a really enjoyable game for everybody.
You know, first 20 minutes, we came out of the block so quickly, 2 goals ahead. And then they've made a tactical switch, and that felt like that gave them a bit of control. What was behind that really fast start, and then what did we kind of struggle to do after that we managed to do in that time?
I think that when you play Lewes are similar to ourselves. They have a good idea with the football. Their idea is to have a big control in the first phase of play. The fullbacks will go high, the wide players will come in, which is the reason why we didn't start in 4-4-2 today, because I think you can be really overloaded in that system with such good players on the pitch that they have. They're super side. So when you play like that, you have one or two ways tactically of approaching it. You can play a very deep block and try and hit them on counters, which isn't really my way. As you know, my way is to try to stop the work at source, to try and win the ball high. But then you've got to be really disciplined in your press. You've got to be able to allow to give them the ball in certain situations. For certain players that have the ball, and when key players have the ball, you really press them. And I think for 25 minutes today, that was really exceptional from Kingstonian, the way that the team did that. And in that 25 minutes, we got ourselves in front quite deservedly, in my view.
What changed after that?
Well, I think the goal changed the game, and I said in half time, same script, different day, we'd killed them. At 2-0, I honestly think that they were dead, and we put them on the life support machine through giving them a really sloppy goal, really terrible goal to concede. We can't ignore this. The games are too difficult. Leatherhead is too difficult as a great example. We should still be in the trophy now. I can go through all season where we've had the opponents like that and we're ready to kill them and we almost throw it away. And we could have thrown that away. We absolutely could have thrown that away. The game was far too difficult against a really good side, and there are lessons to be learnt there. And this is where we have to improve. When we are on top, when we are in the ascendancy, when we're winning the game, we have to manage the game better to make sure that 2-0 doesn't go 2-1. 2-0 goes 3-0, or worst case scenario, 2-0 is 2-0. We need to improve there, and on another day, we could have suffered for it. Thankfully, 1 or 2 really good saves from Rob and some heroic defending from the boys that allowed us to get into the break. And then in the second half, we managed to press the reset button. I think we were playing on emotion too much, which allowed them to have a better control. Strategically, we lost the idea of what we wanted to do. So half time is just about calming everybody down, pressing the reset button and reminding them of all the good things in the first half that got us in front.
And in that second half, it felt like they were much more on the front foot than they had been certainly in those first 25 minutes. But how pleased were you with the way that we managed to, handle some of that pressure, and then, in that kind of few minutes towards the end, get a couple of goals that kind of killed the game off?
I think that's the beauty of the team. I think if people want to really come at us, then if we're solid, if we're strong, if in that shape, which was a different shape today, allows us to kill people on the counter-attack. And when you have Ajakai and Bantam and Williamson and Buchanan, either team sit back and try to deny us key spaces, or if they want to come at us, they've got to be brave, because if we can really start hitting teams as we did, and the goal from Reece and the goal from Nyren was really sensational, I think.
I thought those two in particular really earned their goals. How pleased were you with, always hesitant to pick out any individual performances, but I thought those two in particular today both really stood out.
I think Nyren made one mistake in the whole game, and that was playing against Tanner. He had a clear instruction, as the players did generally, but he had a clear instruction that you have to show him the line. I think it went to 4-1, and we just subconsciously took our foot off the gas, thinking that we had won. You've never won these games until the final whistle goes. When you have Tanner, when you have Joe Taylor on the pitch, when you have Pritchard on you never win these games until it's won. You can't give them hope. But that was Nyren's only mistake. Nyren, since he's been in the right back position, has been breathtaking. It was another breathtaking performance from him today, matched by Reece Morel-Williamson. And I think at Christmas, between Christmas and the New Year, is a pivotal time for the team, is a pivotal time for players. And over the last 2 games, we should give a big shout out to Reece. He was brilliant at left back. He was absolutely exceptional at left back. Tactically did a really good job on the left wing today, but then when we went back to open the pitch up in 4-4-2, he goes to the right and he scored the goal of the game.
Traditionally in these interviews, Hayden, you've got yourself into trouble moaning about the referee. I think it's probably more likely that your opposite number is more likely to do that after today's encounter. Were we on the right end of a couple of bits of luck when it came to refereeing today?
I've got a new philosophy with referees, and my philosophy is the referee is always right, even when he's wrong. So I will say that he's always right, and I'll do an Arsene Wenger and say there was too many bodies in between that and the incident, so I couldn't see it. They were pretty certain it was a penalty, weren't they? Perhaps it was, but I'll be a little Wenger-esque and say I didn't see it, I think, on this occasion.
Something we haven't talked about that's come up in the last couple of weeks, a couple of cup draws. And, probably 2 of the hardest draws we could have possibly had in the Surrey Cup at home to Sutton, which I think will be something that everyone can look forward to. And then in the League Cup at home to top of the league Worthing, which is about as difficult as it gets. What do you make of those 2 draws?
I think they're great draws. I'm not concerned about the draws. I'm not worried about the draws. I'll say openly they're 2 competitions that I want to win, both of them. And if you want to win the big trophies, you have to beat the big teams. When I was in Merstham, when we got to 4 consecutive Surrey Senior Cup finals, en route there was always one hugely big challenge. The last time I won the competition, one of them was going to Gander Green Lane, where we beat Sutton 3-1. In the past we'd beat teams like Woking. So Sutton will be good, but we'll be ready. We know Worthing is on paper the toughest draw in the competition because they're top of the league, but like I say, I can only tell you that these are competitions that we want to win, and so we'll be going all out to win those games, and we'll be prepared and confident of winning those football matches.
Great. Well, great result today. Good start to the year. We'll see you Saturday.
Thank you. Thanks to everybody.